Hello and welcome again. So now in this video we will discuss about Google Cloud Shell. So Cloud Shell is actually the innovative tool, or you can say is a service built in by the Google Cloud platform, which help you to work on the CLI without downloading the Google Cloud console, Google Cloud programmatic access setup and the authentication. You just click on the activate the Cloud Shell and then use it directly. So if you want to learn more, we have to break down the lesson furthermore. So we will start with what is Cloud Shell, Cloud Shell characteristic, Cloud Shell features. So manage infrastructure and applications from the command line in any browser. Cloud Shell actually provide the command line access to computing resources hosted on Google Cloud platform, and it is available now in the Google Cloud Platform console. You can just click and then start working. So why Google Cloud Shell platform? So actually Google Cloud Shell help you to make it easy to manage cloud platform, and it is manage the console project and resources using the command line. You can use 4 type of commands: gcloud, gsutil, bq and kubectl. So without having to install the Cloud SDK, which actually install on your laptop and desktop, you can use all the tools using Google Cloud Shell. The interesting fact is you don't need to be authenticate and authorize your Cloud console. You just click on the Cloud Shell under your specific Google Cloud account and it's good to go. Remember one thing, Google Cloud Shell is actually out of the project. Regardless of any project, Google Cloud Shell will work. As you can see in the diagrams, we have the Cloud Shell terminal, and the good thing is you can directly connect it with your project ID specific using the Google Cloud config command like the set project or the get project, and then you can create a project, delete a project, connect with your machine, Google Cloud GCE machine, using the SSH with the help of Google Cloud Shell. So Cloud Shell is actually provide the command line access to the virtual machine instance in a terminal window called the SSH, and you don't need to worry about the password authentication, authorization, SSH keys and so on. Just click on the Cloud Shell and start working. So full power access from anywhere. Like I said, you can use the Cloud Shell to connect your machine from anywhere in the specific project using Cloud Shell access. It is secure and fully authenticated by default because it's within the project, and if you click on the Cloud Shell, it automatically authenticate and authorize using the specific service accounts. So whereas if you use a Google Cloud SDK, you have to authenticate with the GCP account because the Google Cloud SDK is out of your project and it is installed on your laptop and desktop, so you need to be configured in the specific project. So the good thing is in the Google Cloud Shell that your pre-defined favorite tools is already installed and up to date, like MySQL clients, Kubernetes kubectls, Docker configurations and other tools like Go, Python, PHP and other languages, tools and frameworks are already updated on the Google Cloud Shell. So you don't need to worry about that. Just click on that and start working. Is the developer ready environments like the pre-configured development and deployment tools are already available, and you can run the web application inside the Google Cloud instance and the preview them from the browser like Go, Java, Ruby, Python, JS and PHP. 5 GB of persistent disk storage. So it's a disk storage is already available, and you can just use the free of cost 5 GB persistent disk. This is actually mounted with the home directory on the Google Cloud Shell console. All files stored in the home directory and is .bashrc, vimrc, persistent sessions, the all things are available. So we can access Cloud Shell from any browser using an internet connection. Remember, we can open the Cloud Shell on Google Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Internet Explorer, anywhere, right? And it's a persistent storage. It means that if you run any command which need to be persistent, if you write any line of code, if you run any script or the shell script, this can be stored easily with 5 GB of persistent storage on a Google Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell is actually the small Linux machine free of cost, which help you to run multiple commands execution without any authentication and authorization. And the good thing is the all the updated data and all the updated softwares will be available over there. It's a secure admin tool, so it's up to date, pre-authorized, and all the available tools which you need is exist with no downtime. It's a cloud shell pricing, is for free for Google Cloud customers. If we talk about the development tools, so development tools and the popular programming language are already available in the Cloud Shell, and it's very easy to work with the Google Cloud Shell using the web preview. So let's discuss some summary about the Google Cloud Shell. First, it's a web-based command line access to Google Cloud resources. It's convenient pre-installed tools with a 5 GB of persistent storage and a web-based access. Free for Google Cloud Platform customers. Simplifies cloud management and development. Now let's talk about some hands-on lab. I will show you the demo to launch the Google Cloud Shell very first time, and then we will activate the Google Cloud Shell in the Google Cloud Console, and we will perform some hands-on lab using some gcloud and gsutil commands. The next topic which we will discuss after the lab is to create a project using Google Cloud Shell, run gcloud and Linux command, and upload a file. These things will happen in the Google Cloud Shell once we authenticate and authorize. Hope you enjoy my session. Thank you. Let's talk about some tips and tricks about the Cloud Shell, how you can use Cloud Shell and what's the benefit of using Cloud Shell. So the tip number 1 is spending much time to use Cloud Shell, and try to use Cloud Shell in order to create and provision your resources instead of using Google Cloud Admin Console or the GUI console. Like if you want to create a machine, use Cloud Shell and use the command called gcloud create instance, something like that. Tip number 2, learn how to use the pre-installed tool like MySQL, kubectl, dockers, and other programmatic tools. So check that how you can use and how you can avail that. The more comfortable you are with the environment, the more confident you will be during the exam. So Cloud Shell is one of the thing which you help to make you confident and to work more efficiently on Google Cloud Console, unlike the Google Cloud GUI console. Understand the authentication mechanism and the best practice for securing cloud resources. This knowledge will be crucial for securing your exam environment and the cloud service which you will work on, right? So if you are good enough and if you have a good knowledge on the Google Cloud Console services, this will be a good chance to pass the exam. I hope you enjoy my session. See you in the next lecture. Thank you. Hello. So let's start with the Google Cloud Shell. So we have already discussed with the IAM, Google Cloud Projects, IAM roles like primitive, predefined, and custom role. Now this time start with the Google Cloud Shell. So the step number 1 is to open the Google Cloud Console using cloud.google.com and click on the console button. And once you reach in the console site, either in VPC or VM, any service, you will see in the right hand side there is the activate Cloud Shell button. Click on this. Make sure you have the enough permission to work on the Google Cloud Shell. Now we can see that we have the Google Cloud Shell console. Now in this console we have the Linux operating system here, and along with the 5 GB free storage. Now we need to set up the Google Cloud Set project ID to change the different project. Currently we are in the CG weekdays, the same project, but if you want to change the project with different, like from this, you need to run the command gcloud config set project ID to change the different project. Let's start with the project and check. So what we can do is, the number 1 is we can open in a new tab. Just like this, we can open a new tab as well, the same, but we can work on both console, shell console. Now if you want to open in a new window, click on the web preview, port, change port. It means if you deploy something related to the web services, you can check on port 8080, okay, like Apache or Docker or anything. And if you want to change something on the keyboard side, you can use these options along with the Chrome extension. If you want to open editor, click on the open editor, right, and connecting to the Cloud Shell. So you have the Cloud Shell editor where you can write anything. Okay, so let's wait to open the editor, because the first time it will take time. Now if you can see, I can, in the editor mode, I can just create a new file to start working on editor, like test enter something like that. So this editor actually just like the Notepad++ or any other editor, and we can use this to write the Python code or any other codes. Let me go and use the terminal. I can use the full screen to open a terminal, and we have the open option, we have checked the open editor options, we have the web preview and the session information. If I use quota, I can check I use the use 0 50 hours, so it means I have 50 hours of usage. Now if I go there, I can restart this terminal, I can upload something in this. Let me try to upload something like file or folder. Let me open try to upload a file. Let's say I apply Kashan issue and try to upload. Now it's uploaded successfully. Let me check using ls. As you can see, the Kashan issue.txt is now updated here. If I want to download something from this machine, click on download. I need to give the file path or toggle file browser. It might take some time to open, or I can check the file path. Okay, I can write click download, no such file. It means there is no specific directory to download this path. So let's go and check these modes. We have the feral mode, safe modes, statistics, about Cloud Shell. We can check about the Cloud Shell. If I continue, privacy, help, we don't need to use these options, and we need only restart if you stuck something related to the Cloud Shell. Okay, and then we have this open in new window. If you want to open in a separate window, just like this is actually the VPC network. So if you want to open a separate window, the full screen, you can use this. Okay, so this is the option where you can use as a full window. So let's run some commands. Let's try to open some command. Let me refresh here, and let me try to run some commands here first. So let's start with some commands. So let me first try to increase the size. There's the option terminal settings, terminal preferences, like color themes. If you want to do light, you can set up light. Same is dark, and then increase the font size to large. Now you can see we have already large size. So let's run some command. It's clear. The command is gcloud. Okay, so we have multiple options in gcloud. So we run some command to check the network. Okay, so let's check gcloud version. Now you can see there is multiple option of the gcloud versions of big data, bq, cloud run, data store, gs util. These are the version. So we run another command, gcloud get dash network. Let's check. Okay, so these are the commands: gcloud network connectivity, gcloud network management, and others. So let's another try to run another command, gcloud network. Okay, so these are against the locations: gcloud compute. Okay, so manage image, network firewall policies, and other options. So these are the command of gcloud. Now let's check the gsutil command. Okay, clear. gsutil command authorize cloud shell. For gsutil, it will authorize my account for gsutil. Now it seems successfully authorized for gsutil. Now we have additional topics and additional commands for gsutil, as you can see. Now let's check command gsutil bucket, just make bucket. Okay, gsutil make bucket. Okay, is the command. One argument usage, placement, repo, bucket name, gs test. Okay, already exists. V is creating a command. So let me run another command called test1 and check. Already exists. Okay, because it's a globally unique, so test Sherdil. Yeah, it's created. Okay, gs util get. Yeah, we have only option of get. gcloud get buckets. Okay, gcloud storage bucket describe. Storage bucket describe. Oh, sorry. So this, you if you do multiple failure attempts, you will learn a lot. Okay, so I am trying to learn in front of you because it will help you to learn you a lot, and it will help you to pass your exam. So as you can see, we have the gcloud storage bucket describe argument must be specified describe url. Okay, so we can check the specific list of buckets. So this is all about the Google Cloud Shell. I hope you enjoy my session. Let's jump into the Google Cloud SDK. Remember, in the Google Cloud Shell, we don't need to authenticate and authorize, but in the Google Cloud SDK, we need to authenticate and authorize with the specific project IDs. So let's jump into the Google Cloud SDK.